up, everybody? Welcome back. John Gleick here in the home gym, Friday evening. I am going to show you guys my process for attempt number 2. But am I going to do attempt number 2 is the real question. And I want to show you my leaderboard lesson as to how I do some math and think about things and then make a decision based on that. So I got my calculator here. I've got my leaderboard here, and I wanted to just talk through what I think what I do, how I make my decision for doing a repeat. First 2 weeks, I just knew I was doing the repeat. I was planning on it the whole time, and it worked well. This week, I do think I could do better if I just sucked it up and dealt with the pain more. So I do think there is a slightly better time. And if you repeat and you're 1 second faster, you're better. And you get a little higher on the leaderboard most likely. Especially if you can do a 10 second, 15 second. That can be quite a few spots on the leaderboard. So anyway, I wanted to show you how I do it. Oh, and I thought this would be funny. I'm going to do a Hiller impression. Since I'm here on the camera in the gym, I got to do a Hiller and go, oof. There. We'll do it without a shirt on. We'll go through the leaderboard lesson just because Hiller does it and he gets a lot of views. So why not? So anyway, what I'm going to do is show you how I'm deciding if I'm going to repeat 25.3, which I did Thursday and got 16:39. This is the leaderboard, current situation. We still have Doll and Pepper in first on 25.3 with a 9:21. Crazy. I will switch us over to the age group. We'll update us to 45 to 49. And at the moment, this is current as of Friday. It's about 6 p.m. Central Time. I'm in right now 6th place overall. That will change significantly. I will drop a lot lower than that. But at the moment, with only a little over 24 hours since this workout was released, this is the data that's in here. 25.1, 25.2 are done, closed. So I have a 49th and a 66th. So the way this works is most of you, maybe some are newer and don't know yet. You take your placement, 49th, that's how many points you have. So if you got first on every workout, you would have potentially 3 points at the end of the open. And that is how we score it. So I have a 49th and a 66th. I have 115 points on the first 2, and that's set, final, done. This third one, at the moment, my time of 16:39 is in 51st place. And if I scroll down to the end of the first page, there's all these pages. I click the last page, and then I look and see how many people have put in a score. Right now, 2,599, we'll call it 2,600. I was 51st divided by 2,600. That is 0.19%, or 1.9%, sorry, just under 2%. At the moment right now with 2,600 scores in. 25.1 had 12,000 people submit a score. 25.2 had 11,000 people submit a score. Typically, from my 15 years of doing the open and watching leaderboards, I would guess, and it'd be fairly accurate, this is going to be about 10,000 people submit the score. So it'll go down to 10. So if I maintain approximately 2% and 10,000 people put in a score, I will move to 200th place, or 2% of 10,000. So I can have an idea right now that there's some data in here. And there are some weird things that happen with it. Once you get to 1/4 to half of the total, which is, we're just getting into that 1/4 of the total it'll put in, you can make some pretty good generalizations, especially if you're in the middle 10 to 90%. I found it's pretty darn consistent in there. If you're in the top 10% or the bottom 10%, especially in the top, a lot of the best scores hold their score until the open is over or right at the end and submit right at the end. So you will get a bunch of top scores at the end that will push you further if you're towards that top. So in my consideration of should I redo it, should I not redo it, it's a painful one. I don't really want to redo it, but I know I could do it better. I'm also going out of town very early Sunday morning. So if I do redo it, I have to do it tomorrow morning to get it done. I'm trying to figure out the math and see if I'm okay. So if I bump up my 2%, if I double it just to be safe and say a bunch of top scores come in and I ended up at 4%, that puts me at 400th place as opposed to 2%, which would be 200th place. So I had, going back to the top where I was, if I add a 400 over here and I'm doubling what it could be, it won't be 200. If I use my experience, it won't be as high as 400. I don't believe. It'll probably be 300 plus or minus 50. So 250 to 350, but probably close to 300 is what I would estimate this ends up with this much data in already. So I'm going to round up and call it 400 just because I like to be very conservative with my guesses, and I'm going to play with that number. So that means I'm going to have 400 plus 115. I'm going to have 515 points. Right now, because the leaderboard is active and a lot of people don't have scores, if I go to 200th place, it's a crazy number, 2,700 points, because these people haven't submitted scores and they're getting 2,600 points. So this is not it. The right way to do it is to, just before 25.3 is announced, go to the leaderboard, look at the two scores and see what 200th place is. Again, goal being top 200 for this stage. And you can add up those numbers and you can see it was right around points, 250 points each. So you were 250th and 250th, you'd have 500 points, and you would have been right around 200th place in the male 45 to 49, which is where I'm at. So knowing that, the third workout, you're gonna add another 250 points, which is gonna be 750. So in theory, if it continues the way it has, and you have one more workout and it ends up equalizing across all of them again, 750 points will get you 200th place. I'm going to go back though and show you something. If we go back to 2024, last year on the leaderboard, still same age group, and we go to the fourth page, which will get us to the 200th place. There were 3 workouts last year and it was 1,083 points. We had a 400, it was this gentleman with 454, 196, and 433rd, and there was a tie for 200th place right there. The previous year was different. It's all right, we go back here to 2023. So we had almost 1,100 points in 24 at 200th. We go to 2023, go to the 200th place, it's 2,300 points, but this is different because there are 4 workouts. This is also different because one of these workouts was a strength test. So I can divide 2,300 by 4, and we're at 500 and 575-ish, 580, somewhere in that neighborhood. 500 would be 2,000 points. But as soon as they throw that strength one in there, this number gets a lot higher because there's a lot of really strong people who aren't as good at the other stuff, and it brings the overall average up. So if you have a strength in there, this number gets higher. 2,300 in 2023 was the top 200. Go back to 22. We have another 3 workout year. We jump to the 200th place, 935. This one's more realistic. So last year was 1,083. A couple years ago, 2022 was 935. I'm saying we were 250, 250, 750. And when you throw 3 workouts in, it's gonna actually bump up because of the averages of the people. Some people are better at it, some people are worse at it. It ends up getting a little higher every workout you add to these online competitions. That average per workout goes up. So if I, again, roughly estimate 4% and maintain the 250th for 750 points, I would have 400 plus 115, 515 points. I would still be a couple hundred points under the 200th place and should qualify. Now, I would guess I'll be about 3 to 350, like I said, and I would guess the total points for 200th place are gonna be more like 850 to 950. Those are just gut anecdotal guesses from my experience of looking at these things for 15 years. So if you're trying to qualify and you currently have 700 points and you want to guarantee yourself to be in the top 200, you got to kick butt in this workout, and you got to be about 100th place on this workout, because then you'd be 800th and you should feel pretty confident you're going to get in. I don't want this video to go too long, but you just play with those numbers, and this is what the leaderboarding I do is, messing with it, all to get it back around to say, I am not taking my second attempt. I am going with the 1639, and I am confident that that will give me a score around 300 to 350th place, which will give me, and even if it's 400, 450th place, 500, 550th place, with my other 115 guaranteed points, I am very confident I'll still be under 750, and I think it'll actually be 850, 900, 950 for the 200. So that's it. Hope that helped you and maybe gives you some ideas of how to play with the leaderboard. It's really a fun thing to do. You can waste a lot of time doing it. But thanks for watching, everybody. The subscribers and the likes and the comments, the interaction, you guys have been absolutely amazing. Super grateful. Less than 100 subscribers now, and we'll hit 1K, which has been a long time goal of mine to do, so I could tell my kids, my teenagers, that I am a professional YouTuber. Again, I need one check for $1, and I can say I'm a professional YouTuber. I can say I'm a professional CrossFitter because I did win $100 at a competition once. The registration costs more than that, but that doesn't matter. I won $100 cash. So I'm a professional CrossFitter because I was paid to do CrossFit. So anyway, that's about it. That's all I got. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And we'll see you in semifinals. Peace.